Okay, let's dive into this. What happens when Hollywood basically declares war on a governor? Today, we're breaking down a viral video that's, well, it's less about policy and a lot more of a full-blown celebrity takedown. You've got two pretty famous personalities taking direct aim at California's Governor Gavin Newsom.
You know, the source video itself puts it perfectly. This is not politics as usual. It's Hollywood chaos slamming into a hard reality check. So we're not talking about some stuffy debate on policy points here. No. This is unfiltered theatrical criticism, a showdown that feels way more like a celebrity roast.
So who are the main players in this viral critique? As you're about to see, this is definitely not your standard lineup of political opponents.
On one side, you have Mel Gibson, described as a Hollywood firebrand, and Tyrus, a wrestler-turned-commentator. And their target, Governor Newsom, who the video paints as a polished, walking shampoo commercial. It's a pretty strange matchup, to say the least.
The video presents a really clear dynamic here. It says Gibson is the chaos grenade, bringing that explosive, unpredictable energy. And then you've got Tyrus, who's the solid iron anvil, providing that heavy-hitting backup to really drive the points home. Together, they're framed as this kind of formidable duo.
All right, so beyond the big personalities, what's the actual substance of their argument? Let's take a look at the core criticisms they're leveling against the governor.
The video pretty much throws the kitchen sink at him, but here are the key things they blame on Newsom's leadership. They bring up everything from incompetence during the LA wildfires to what they call rampant lawlessness. They also point a finger at the homelessness crisis and describe the state as an overpriced amusement park that's just become painful to navigate.
And they frame this whole crisis with a really powerful metaphor. California is Gotham without Batman. It's a very cinematic way of painting this picture of a state spiraling into chaos, with no hero in sight to save the day.
At the very heart of their argument is this stark contrast between image and what they're calling reality. So on one hand, you've got the polished, wannabe president with great hair, and on the other, they're showing a state with tent cities, rolling blackouts, and sky-high rent. Their entire critique is really built on this fundamental disconnect.
Now, let's shift gears a bit. We've talked about what they're saying, but now let's get into how they're saying it. Because in this video, trust me, the style of the attack is every bit as important as the substance.
Right, so this isn't a debate, it's a roast. The commentators are using these really personal, theatrical, cinematic-sized insults instead of your traditional political talking points. This is absolutely performance as much as it is politics.
And boy, the insults just come flying. This one right here directly attacks Newsom's perceived lack of substance. It compares him to something that, yeah, looks good from a distance, but just can't hold up under any actual pressure.
They keep the punches coming, too, short and sharp. This one, a disaster in hair gel, is another one of those jabs that just reduces his entire leadership down to a cosmetic failure, mocking this focus on appearance over actual policy. And this last one, it really leans into the whole Hollywood nature of the attack. It frames the governor not as a political figure, but as a movie character, and, according to Gibson, not even a believable one at that.
So why does any of this matter? I mean, it's just a couple of celebrities, right? Well, according to the source video, this celebrity takedown has implications that go way beyond California.
The video claims the timing of this roast is no accident at all. It came out just as Newsom was supposedly polishing his presidential ambitions. The implication is pretty clear. This whole critique was designed to hit him hard on the national stage right as he was trying to build that momentum.
And what was the outcome? The video frames it like this. Newsom thought he was the star of his own political drama, but Gibson and Tyrus completely recast him. He went from being the serious contender to the comic relief in someone else's show. Ouch.
And all of this really brings us to a much bigger question. When you have these huge pop culture figures with massive platforms entering the political arena with this kind of raw, unfiltered criticism, does it fundamentally change the conversation? Does it actually cut through all the noise, or does it just become part of it? And maybe more importantly, is this the future of political discourse? It's definitely something to think about.